Hello, everyone. This is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today, we're going to talk to you guys about how to purchase a home with no money down. Let's go straight into it. So, as we know, the banks need some form of a down payment from you. Okay, they will allow to come from different sources. We'll get to that in a second. But at the end of the day, they still have to say, "Hey, we require a down payment," and then where that comes from, we'll source that. And as long as it's part of these sources and things of that sort, and there's a paper trail that we like, then yes, you technically could purchase a home without any money down. But how does that work? So, for example, the lowest amount that you can bring to the closing table, just with the down payment requirement, is going to be 3%. Now, that's if you qualify for a conventional 3% loan. Usually with conventional, the first thing out the gate is going to be the credit score. You usually got to be a 680 or higher. You kind of want to be 720 or higher. There are some banks that will go as low as 620, 650, but obviously it's going to be red tape on that. But you got to qualify for that 3%. But even if you can't get that, it's perfectly fine to go ahead and qualify for FHA, which is 3.5% down. Now, let's say, for example, you have the money, or whether you have the money or you don't have the money, you're just trying to do it with the least amount of money as possible. Okay. So the typical closing cost amount is usually going to be around about 5 to 6% total. That's like what you should prepare for, as we should say. Okay. As you're preparing for that, you're going to be in the neighborhood of, let's say, a $200,000 house. You're going to be around about $10,000 to $12,000 due at the closing table. And there's a few factors that can affect it, like taxes, the title company fees, and any other random fees. But most fees are going to be anywhere between about $10,000 to $12,000 total. And then, of course, 7,500 of that is going to come. I'm sorry, 7,000 of that is just going to be the down payment alone. So everything else is usually going to be the title fees and such. So if you're going to be anywhere between 10 to 12,000, where can you get that money from? Well, there are, the three down payment assistance spaces that I kind of told you about. One is going to be state-based down payment assistance that you can get from the state. Most states provide some sort of down payment assistance for properties. Then you have area-based down payment assistance. So that means if you're buying a property in a certain area or a certain address, sometimes those can qualify as well too. Again, look to see what your local housing authority is going to be. Here we have it, the South Suburban Housing Authority. There's a lot of different housing authorities here near Chicago. But some of them always have their own programs, and usually those are going to be area or address based. And then you have the third type of down payment assistance, which is going to come from the lender. That's lender based down payment assistance. And that's usually just down payment assistance just because you're doing business with them. Now, some programs allow you to add, more down payment assistance on top of each other. So the lender may let you, the lender may give you a $3,000, closing cost credit. That's actually pretty high for a lender. So like a $1,500 closing cost credit, and then you get a $7,500 from the state. So now you got now you got $9,000 in a situation like that. So if you need $12,000 due at the table, you got $1,500 from the lender, you got $7,500 from the state. You could get $3,000 from the seller, or you can get $1,500 from the seller, and then $1,500 as a gift. What's a gift? Gift is essentially where family, friends, neighbors, anybody really, they don't too much care about the relationship of someone that gives you the money, and they must write a letter. And every lender is going to be a little bit different, but usually they're going to have what they call a letter of explanation, also known as an LOE, and that just explains that you got that gift. Some of them even do what they have their own gift reception letter, and they're usually going to do a paper trail as well too. And they want to see clear, simple gifts, which means it came from their savings or their retirement or investment account or even a checking account. And they wrote out a check to you, or they got a certified check to you. I strongly recommend talking to a lender before you get the gift. That way you can follow those instructions and it can be exactly how you want it. I've seen people get gifts in cash and deals have fallen apart because of that. You cannot do that. Or again, I want to go down the entire list, but just make sure that you reach out to your lender and they'll let you know exactly what you need to do to accept that gift properly. And then you have the seller, right? The seller can give seller credit. You can ask for that during the inspection process. You can ask for that at the beginning when you're trying to go into contract. Prices are coming down. So one very smart thing to do is that if a property just went, let's say, for example, a property is $200,000, but it was just $206 last week, just take the price back up to $206. You're going to get a guaranteed $6,000 seller credit because they just said that they just dropped their price. It's the same same exact net for them. Buying a property at $206,000 and getting a $6,000 credit is the exact same thing for the seller, since they were just at 206 as a price and they now have dropped down that price at 200,000. A $6,000 loss to them is the exact same whether they're giving it to you in the credit or whether they're losing it in the price. Okay, so that's how you can kind of finesse that entire process. Getting money from the seller, getting money from all the down payment sources that I just mentioned, and then of course considering gift funds as well. If you like this video, like it. If you want to share it, share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe as we got nothing but great content well on the way. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.